Often when we're talking about this, and actually you heard it in that film from Anita, that people say, well, there's nothing you can do about it. We can't really put the genie back in the bottle, that's what we hear. Well, here's someone who thought that we could do something about it. It was me, a couple of years ago, in my book. Here's a quote. Here's a way we could make life easier for parents, better for children, and retain the benefits of technology while making life more human. We need to create a social norm that children should never have access to the internet without supervision. Just as we've banned smoking or drinking for under 16s because we think these things are bad for them, we should ban smartphones and other mobile internet-enabled devices for children too, to protect under 16s from unsupervised content. Right. So there's outrage in our studio because your
where the people like setting things on fire.
Just so our audience realizes, my daughter and your children.
Yes, my two kids are here. We did ask them, and they said,
let's ban smartphones for kids.
They emphatically said no.
No. Well, of course
no. Well, I'm not, as a libertarian conservative, I am not for banning it. And I'm really banning is like, I don't know. But I think there was a interesting correlation in that report, and that our author made it wasn't made, and I think it's useful to talk about this correlation. She's saying that the more screen time kids have, the more they're depressed. I don't dispute that, by the way, but I think the cause is a little different. I think it's a parenting problem, because you're looking at parents who are using the screens as babysitters. You see, my kids spend a lot of time online, and so do I as a blogger. And I mean, it's part of the business, I guess you can't avoid it. But anyone that talked to my kids would say, I think that they're very respectful, they're polite, they're enjoyable kids, they enjoy life, they're not depressed. That's because on the other end, we do things that aren't, we don't use screens at dinner. We take family vacations. We're a close family. We chat with our kids. We watch TV together. We do all of I've written on education and family for years now, and I know that the keys to success for any child are parents who are married, staying in school and finishing school, and getting that education. Those are
I completely agree.
Yeah.
That's well said. Leslie, it sounds like you're very much in agreement there.
I'm in agreement somewhat, and here's the thing, okay? I'm a Democrat, and I'm going to say, wait, you want more government in our private lives? No, because I do think it comes down to parenting. But here's the thing, everybody does their own thing. My husband and I have looked into things. My husband is a health nut. I call him a sugar Nazi, okay? If my daughter's in the other room, she's nodding right now and sneaking a cookie in the corner. Hopefully he's not watching. We, on Sundays, unplug as a family, and we got this actually from Mark Zuckerberg's sister. Who actually says that she's doing this with her family. 1. 2, my kids do not have smartphones or tablets. They're 9 and 10. I fear that day is coming at some point. Not to use it as a babysitter. My kids don't look at a tablet all week long. I am using it as a babysitter right now. I'm sure my daughter's watching something on Netflix.
She should be watching this show. I can't believe it.
I know. Outrage. Wait a minute. I'm like, yeah, she's watching this show, Steve.
Because it's so scintillating.
But here's what bothers me. Okay, my daughter will have a friend over, and she'll say, Mom, she has her tablet. Can I use my tablet? And they will play something called, and this is not bad about the company, Roblox, while they're sitting next to each other. And I walk in the room and I'm like, talk to each other and play together. You wanted a play date to face each other. Oh, and obesity does concern me as well, because if you're sitting looking at the screen and not getting out and playing basketball.
One thing I think we need to keep in mind is that this is the tip of the iceberg. We now have technologies that are so immersive, virtual reality technologies. The thought of a kid being on a smartphone for 4 or 5 hours or an iPad, fair enough. The idea of being plugged into an entirely different world and people spending their entire lives in that world, this sounds like a crazy science fiction dystopia, but it is much closer than anyone thinks, and it's something that is going to be 10 times more addictive than any drug.
Oh, well, thanks for cheering us up. Great. I have a feeling we're going to come back to this topic. Thank you all.